Welcome back. Now, Botswana held its 13th post-independence national elections today, with just over 1 million people registered to vote. Joining us via Zoom from Gaborone to give us an update is freelance journalist and social commentator Kabo Ramasia. Kabo, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Roundup.
Good evening, Nina, and let me take this opportunity to greet your viewer at home.
Kabo, just to start out with, perhaps you can talk to us about the voter turnout today, in comparison to previous elections in Botswana, and also add on, what the voters' overall perception of the election process was.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. Like you rightfully say, Botswana is a population of around about 2.3 million people. But for this year's elections, over 1 million people registered to vote for this election. And in the diaspora or abroad, we had over 2,032 people registering to vote. So in total, we had about 1,038,275 people who totally registered for this year's election. But I don't think that it's a slight or it's a huge difference compared to other years, more so that I think these are just round about the same numbers that we are always getting every election year. But with regards to the voter turnout today at the polls, I've been to two voting stations today, and then voting started off at 6:30 in the morning, and it will be closing this evening at 7:30. And then in most polling stations, I think the voters turned out quite well. They came really in numbers and seemingly determined to really cast their vote and, make their voice heard.
Kabo, what are the key issues influencing voter sentiment in Botswana's elections today?
In today's elections, I think the central issue that the voter has in mind is the economy. The issue of the economy. You know that Botswana's economy is anchored around the mineral wealth. That is our diamonds. We are amongst the world's largest or leading producers of diamond. And for some time now, I think our diamonds have not been doing well, given the issue of external shocks. You know that there have been many factors. You name the Russia-Ukraine war, and then the advent of maybe synthetic diamonds, which are really now competing with this natural diamonds. So for some time, our diamonds have not been doing well, and our economy has really slowed down, and our GDP growth has really not been doing so well. I think the other issue that is on the voters' mind today is the issue of unemployment. I think we have a huge number of youth unemployment in Botswana. Usually you find that the statistics, they hover around about 20 to 25%, annually. And also there is that issue of public health and public education. There's that declining or diminishing quality of public health and public schools. You look at issues like water and sanitation, issues like allocation of land, and issues like corruption. I think these are the issues that are key in today's elections, more so that Botswana are similarly dissatisfied with the current government, given that it is failing to grow the economy that can create jobs and really take everybody on board. You look at income inequalities; they still persist. Botswana is amongst the third most unequal countries of the world. If you look at issues of poverty, widespread poverty, amidst all these diamonds that we mine, around those mining areas, there is where you see widespread poverty. I think those are some of the socio-economic issues that when the voters turned out today, they were really focused on.
Well, Kabo, unfortunately our time's up, but we do appreciate you joining us this evening. We look forward to seeing the results from these elections. Any idea on when, counting might be done with?
Well, I think that because voting ends today at 7:30, I think immediately when voting ends, that is when now our counting process will begin. So we'll be there all night long, and I think until the next day. I think in the morning, that's when now maybe towards the afternoon, that is when now it will be clear which direction the elections are headed.
We look forward to engaging you again. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you, Nina.
Botswana headed to the polls today. Of course, that was Kabo Ramasia from Gaborone speaking to us on the processes that unfolded and, of course, what the electorate concerns are. And we will engage in the next or coming days as the results begin to trickle in. When we come back,